Well, good morning, Geo 106, and welcome to class. I will be your instructor this semester. I am Professor Nicholas Swales, and I'm going to do a couple things in this video. First and foremost, going to kind of walk you through the course, the way I've kind of set things up, where to find certain things, and just kind of general navigation week to week to week. And then I'll do a little bit of an introduction into week one. So first and foremost, please make sure that you are regularly reading the announcements each week, as this is where I will be posting any general updates, including a short video much like this one that introduces the week, connects it to maybe the previous week if there's some interconnections between topics, goes over some of the assignments, and then just any other general information that is of importance to you. You also can review the work to do widget each week, just to kind of see what's coming up for you in terms of assignments. So if we head into content, first and foremost, go ahead and click on that first module that says start here. There you're going to have just a general welcome to class, some instructor information, my general expectations, and down here at the bottom, a link if you would like to schedule some time to meet with me via like phone or via Zoom, just to answer any general questions that you may have. Second, please check out the syllabus and course schedule module right here. And right here you will find the syllabus and course schedule. So what you will notice is this particular course is interesting in the way that it is taking geography, which most of us, if we have been exposed to geography, whether it was in high school or in another college class, tends to be physical geography, right? We're talking about the landscape, we're talking about geographic features, we're talking about the environment. Well, this is a slightly different. We are interested in understanding, right, that relationship between humanity and the place and space to which we occupy throughout history. And so what you're going to notice as we move through this class, a slightly different lens in the way that we will interpret geography than you may or may not have been used to. As this is a 10-week course, just a general reminder, right? While the structure of each week is very similar, you've got the assigned reading, you've got a reading quiz, and you've got a discussion. Just understand that it is an expedited course, right? It's been taken from 15 weeks down to a 10-week accelerated session. So please kind of manage your time accordingly. We'll skip down here. Your textbook is provided here in this link, or if we went back to content, you will see you have access to this eText, which is an open educational resource, a free textbook to you right here in this link. In terms of grading, you'll see here in the grade scale, by the end of this week, you'll have an introduction post where you introduce yourself to us. And then, as I said earlier, you'll have a weekly discussion, a weekly quiz. I do drop the 2 lowest quizzes, and then a exam 1 that covers the first half, and exam 2 that covers the second half. And so I will explain more about the assignments in just a minute. So if we scroll down, you will see the course schedule. So the way I've structured this course is by week. And so what you'll see is your week number, and then you will see just the general subject of the week. So this week, obviously, we're going to go through introductions, we're going to talk about the syllabus, but more importantly, we've got to lay some groundwork about geographic concepts. And then you will see the assigned reading here, and then any of the assignments. And so if you look between now and the end of the semester, you have an idea of what is due between week 1 and week 10 in the course. If we head back into content, you will see that each week there is just a general overview that introduces the topic for the week, and then a list of the tasks for you to complete this week. And so if we see here, the introductory post, right, is your opportunity to introduce yourself to the class. Since we are a consortium of 13 community colleges across the state, there may be students that you do know, or likely students you don't know, and certainly that is the case for me. And so take the opportunity to introduce yourself to the class, share a little video that kind of is something you're interested to or that is kind of representative of who you are. And then you will dive into discussion one. I understand the first week is always a bit of a challenge to kind of get things going, but do understand that each week discussion posts are kind of scheduled in a way where you're going to reply to at least to one of these assigned questions by Wednesday night in 250 words, a formal written discussion based on the assigned readings with evidence from the assigned readings with citations. And then by Friday, you will respond to two of your peers, 150 words each, in a way that is substantive, right? That goes beyond, I agree or good job, to something that is, in essence, pushing that discussion forward, that is demonstrative of you using your critical thinking and, in essence, your skills as a budding geographer to really move that discussion forward. And then by Sunday night, reply to the people who replied to your initial post. So you were active 3 days a week in the discussions. The rubric for each discussion is linked within the discussion itself. And then most importantly, you do have a reading quiz, which is a 10 multiple choice or 10 true false questions that are an easy way to assess your understanding of those basic concepts within the reading that week. And then always, or I shouldn't say always, most weeks there are links to additional videos that may help you better understand certain concepts, in a way that is demonstrated to you in a different kind of explanation or in a visual way. And so those are helpful for you as well. So other than that, when we look at week one, I think one of the important things that I want you to take away is that in being introduced to this kind of subfield of geography that is human geography, we need to make sure that you understand, in essence, the foundational ideas that we use as human geographers to explore kind of where things are, why things are, and how places and people have connected across time and space. So to do that, right, we're going to kind of give you some basic vocab, these core concepts such as location, place, scale, pattern, regionalization, in terms of like globalization. And these concepts will help you analyze the spatial relationships between humanity and various different phenomena that influence our place and time in the landscape, whether that is migration, whether that is language, the list goes on. And so in a sense, right, what we're trying to understand is this reciprocal relationship between what makes us human and what makes the physical landscape and how they are interconnected with each other. And so basically from there, what we're trying to do is help you understand how to take tools to think geographically and to apply these tools like maps, using geographic information systems, spatial data, and other ways of understanding our place on this planet. As always, I'm here if you have questions. You can reach out via email, or you can send me an appointment using that link I showed you earlier.